Okay, next movie, and on this one we're going to move on a little bit more. I've just done a quick Google now for cartoon cat, and I found a lovely kitty down here. Kind of lends itself, if I see the full-size image, to having some blinking eyes. But I'm going to make the tail on this cat move, and the way we're going to do this is like this. I'm going to right click, and again I'm going to just copy this one. Let's pop back over to Fireworks where I've got my old owl, and we'll go File and New. I'm going to make sure I've got a transparent canvas. Press OK, and we're going to paste on my kitty. Now again, what I need to do is get rid of the background, so just doing that and holding down Shift, I'm going to lose all of these sort of grey bits that sit around the outside. And I'm going to take my white brush, and let's get rid of his little eyes. You could make, actually thinking about it, maybe if you don't want every animal having the same set of animated eyes, you could do a little shape tween for, maybe have two different sets of animations when it comes to the eyes. Maybe I'll do that a little bit later on. But the key thing now is that I want to cut the tail out, because the tail is actually going to move, and to do that I've got to actually create that as a separate movie clip. So I'm just going to sort of zoom in on the tail area, and we'll Control plus, so we've got that. That's lovely. My job here is, I know a lot of you might be used to using the magic wand to select things, but I don't really want to do that here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a lasso tool, and it's kind of difficult because I'm using a little touchpad here, but I want to sort of draw around the base of the tail there. That's the bit where it meets the cat, and the rest of it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just going to go around the top. Again, I'm using this sort of pad so it's harder, and they join up. And my job now is simply to, I'm going to press Control X. You can actually just go Edit and Cut, Control and X, you can see there. Edit, Cut. Now because I've got these flashing dotted lines, I don't want those, so I'm going to press Escape. And we're going to go File and New. And we're going to press OK, nice transparent there. And we're just going to paste that on. You can also see here that I've kind of got dead space either side of this blue rectangle. So I'm just going to click on this grey area here and press Fit Canvas. I'm happy with this, so I'm going to File, Save As. The great thing, once you've done the optimize once for the owl, if you've still got Fireworks open, by default it'll make sure it's a GIF with alpha. So I need to go up a level here. No, I don't. What we're talking about, just need to make it a GIF, don't I? And again, we use a sensible name, which I'm going to call Cattail, and press Save. Let's go back to the cat itself. Let's Control minus, because I've got a wheel on my mouse. You can use Control and wheel to zoom in and out in Fireworks. Can't do it in Flash, but you can in Fireworks. Anyway, again, I've got this dead space up here, so I'm just going to fit the canvas here. And we'll go File, Save As, and again, make sure it's a GIF. And we'll call this cat. And we'll press Save. Time to go back to Flash. And back in Flash now. This is the canvas. I'm just going to, well, I'll leave my owl there just for a minute just to show that everything's working. I've got two graphics I now need to import, the cat and the cat tail. So I'm going to go File, Import, to the library. And it says what do you want to import, and you can actually hold down Control and you can import more than one at the same time. So I'm going to just do that and press Open, and what we find are those two graphics now appear over here. Now we're actually going to make two movie clips here. You could do it with one movie clip. I just like doing everything separately because it means that it's a lot easier to reuse things that I make. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to create a movie clip of the cat tail sort of wagging. Cats are more slinky, they don't really wag, they sort of wave. Oh, you'll see in a minute. Okay, let's create our movie clip of the cat tail moving. So I'm going to insert a new symbol, which I will call MC cat tail. Again, it's a movie clip. I'm going to press OK, and we get this, and I'm going to now drag on cattail.gif, and this is where we need to hammer home probably the most important thing about animation, something we didn't do with the owl. I want this tail to move, but this can't be done using shape tweening. I'm going to have to do it using motion tweening. But before you motion tween anything, you've got to say to yourself, this graphic is so important because it's going to move that I better give it a name. I better give it a very special name. And I have to convert this to a symbol. And to do that, I'm just going to right click on this tail, convert to symbol. But this is a very special graphic. Okay, so I'm going to convert this to a graphic, and I give it a sensible name. Now there's lots of different naming conventions, but what I tend to do is use GRP, short for graphic, and I'll have cat tail. And I'm going to press OK. And when I do this, you find a blue line appears around the cat tail. I'm just going to zoom in. Now the thing is that what I want to do is make the cat tail sort of move left and right. And if I take my free transform and do it like this, you can see that I have a problem. The thing is that I don't, where the tail actually meets the cat, if I do this, it's sort of going to move along the back of the cat, and that's going to look stupid. So what I'm going to do is this. When I'm rotating, it rotates around this little white circle, and my job now is to move this little white circle down to the base of the cat tail. I'm going to put it doesn't really matter to me absolutely spot on, I'm going to put it there. And now when I rotate it, you see how it moves around the actual little white tail there. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to start it on the right. I'm going to go to frame 10. I'm going to make it quite slinky, make it slower. So if I go to frame 10 and I right click and I insert a keyframe, I can then move this graphic all the way across. And I'm going to go to frame 20 and I'm going to right click. Now some people might say, oh, insert a blank keyframe and copy and paste. Well, you can do that. Personally, the other way you can do it is just insert a keyframe, move it back to roughly where you thought it was, and just double check. 20 is in that position. Is 1 in the same place? Well, I got lucky. If it's a little bit out, for example, like so, 1 and 20, a little bit out, to be honest with you, because only a fraction out, it won't make a lot of difference in the animation. To prove a point to you, what I'm going to do now is motion tween this. So all I do is I click in the middle, drag across, and we're going to motion tween that. And just to show you what that would do, let's drag on MC Cattail and pop it there, and press Control Enter. And what we get now is our, if it doesn't lag too much, we get this moving cat tail. Fantastic, and a blinking owl. So, I don't really want a random cat tail on there. What I want is a graphic of the cat with a waving tail. Well, when I say a graphic, I mean a movie clip, of course. Insert, new symbol, movie clip, and again, MC. I'm going to call it MC Cat. Oh, K. MC Cat. And what I'm going to do now is drag on the graphic of the cat. Oh, a bit on the big side. Control minus to zoom out. Then what I want to do is drag on the cat's tail. So, movie clip of the tail. Now the problem I have here, oh, let's just zoom in for the moment, is the cat tail sort of appears in front of the cat. You can solve this by using layers. Actually, you can also solve it just like you do in Publisher. Right click, oh, there's Control Z there. Right click, arrange, send backward. Now the cat tail appears behind the cat. So that looks a little bit like that. And guess what? You know we made a movie clip of the eyes? Well, the reason why I make things separately is that now, movie clip of the eye, I could use that on there as well. Again, it's far too large, so we'll hold down Shift. We'll zoom in. What do we think? About right? That's not too bad. Let's copy that. And let's paste that. And using our arrow, oh, let's use arrow, let's zoom in, Control plus. We can see when we're in line, because that line appears, and I'm thinking, that looks pretty good. Back to scene 1. Let's drag on the movie clip of the cat. It's a bit on the big side, so let's just free transform that and Shift and do that. Again, I'm going to come back to this. We're not going to. This is a dumping ground for the moment to show you that the animations work. We're not going to actually have everything on the the stage at the same time. But let's press Control Enter, and what you now have on this right hand side is we have a cat that blinks his eyes, and he's got this sort of slow moving tail that's going on. So what we would like you guys to do is this. Ultimately, we're going to have an animation that is going to require 4 animals. And what I'd like you guys to do is I'd like you to create 3 animals that have moving tails. But once again, could you please not use this cat animation? Because if everyone uses a particular graphic, moderators can start questioning whose work is this. So I advise you not to use these 2 specific graphics. So give me an owl with blinking eyes, which you should have done by now, or a bird of your choice with blinking eyes. And now if you'd be kind enough to go and create 3 animations of little animals with moving tails. Okay, we'll leave that up to you. Off you go.